Hello my dear friends, so welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today in this video, let's try to understand planet Jupiter placement in the 7th house of your Vedic astrological birth chart. What will happen when planet Jupiter comes and sits in your 7th house? And what are the kind of results this Jupiter placement is going to provide you? Let's try to understand in this video. Also, I'm going to cover up the special aspects of Jupiter because Jupiter is going to expect 5 places away, 7 places away and 9 places away from its original placement. So what is the overall impact of these placements? Let's try to understand. On one hand, if I talk about regarding planet Jupiter in Vedic astrology, see, Jupiter is a planet which signifies growth and expansion. In whichever house this Jupiter is posited, it is going to expand the significance or Karak Tattva related to that house or that areas of your life. Also, Jupiter is a very adhyatmic and very spiritual kind of entity. It is a planet which is always helping you to take your journey of the life towards the complete positive end. It is the significant of the optimism and wisdom which is present inside you. Suppose at some time you become very negative in your life. So this is the single most planet which is going to help you to get out of that negative situation. Or even the individuals who are going to help you in your tough time, that individuals are also connected with planet Jupiter. Also, Jupiter is a planet which is responsible for your marriage and married life as well. Especially if you are a woman, then Jupiter signifies your marital bliss. The kind of husband which you are going to get in your life, that thing is also connected with the planet Jupiter. Even your children, your upbringing, the kind of wealth and money which you are going to accumulate, all these significances are connected with Jupiter. Any kind of auspicious functions which you are going to perform, or any kind of a charitable work, you are doing some kind of a charity, helping the animal side, all the living organisms, because it is a Jeev Karka, all the biomedical sciences, biotechnology, all these things are governed by Jupiter. Even the financial aspect of your life, like whether you are having the necessary items to survive in your life, food, clothing and shelter. So Jupiter is the planet which is going to give you basic necessities. Also, it is going to give you a lot of knowledge as well. And on the other hand, the 7th house in Vedic astrology, it is the house of partnerships or marriage. Because marriage, it is also a form of partnership where two individuals, they are connected together and they have to perform some duties or some kind of a connections with each other. And 7th house, it is the house of other people, like the people which you are going to interact in your life. The kind of individuals which you are going to attract, that thing is purely seen from your 7th house. Also, 7th house, it is the house of the business as well, because business, it is also a form of partnership, like you are doing some kind of a partnership with some other individual. So that aspect of your life is connected with the 7th house. Also, it is the house of desires as well. It is the house of your private parts, that your sexual desires and sexual needs, they are also somewhat connected with the 7th house. So whenever planet Jupiter comes and sits in your 7th house, first of all, it is going to expand the significance of the 7th house. It means you are going to experience a lot of unexpected and unwanted individuals in your life. Because 7th house, it is the house of opportunities as well. It is the house of the other people. So Jupiter in the 7th house, it somewhere acts as a form of magnet. So just like the magnet has the ability to attract a lot of things, similar case with this Jupiter. All the positive, all the negative events with this Jupiter you are going to attract in your life. Second important thing, see, Jupiter in the 7th house, this is the Jupiter towards other individuals. Like your whole life that is going towards providing some kind of a valuable service towards other individuals. Because this Jupiter have no ability to look towards themselves. This is the Jupiter for the other people. And lot of other individuals, they are going to reap out the greater benefit from your life. Like maybe emotional benefit or any kind of other physical pleasures. That thing is also seen with this Jupiter. Because here the Jupiter is no longer in its own realm. Jupiter in the 7th house, I told you, it is the marketplace. And Jupiter is a guru. So guru, whenever it comes in the marketplace, here a lot of individuals, they try to take the advantage of these individuals. And secondly, these individuals, they have the natural habit of taking the emotional burden of other individuals upon their mind. And that is the karmic path which is connected with this Jupiter. If you are having this placement of Jupiter, my sincere recommendation for you is to please avoid taking any kind of emotional stress or burden of other people upon your mind. Also, seventh house, it is the house of your marriage as well. It is the house of your life partner as well. And Jupiter, its original sign, that its Mool Trikon sign, is the sign of Sagittarius, which is the amplified form of the ego and the egoistic personality. So, if your Jupiter is posited in the seventh house, it means you are also going to attract lot of egoistic spouse or life partner in your life, who is always looking towards himself or herself. Your philosophy with them, it is not going to match, because whenever Jupiter is posited in the seventh house, it is going to face a lot of conflicts as well. Like your philosophy or opinion towards life, that thing is totally different, and your spouse philosophy of life, that thing is totally different. So this thing is not going to meet on, especially if Jupiter is posited in the fiery signs of the Sagittarius and Leo. Then these kind of problems are usually seen in their marriage and married life as well. Apart from this, you are going to receive a lot of blessings after marriage, and these are the blessings in the form of money and wealth as well, because Jupiter, it is a significator of money and wealth. So if it is connected with your second house, and especially the 11th house of incoming gains, and then it is posited in your seventh house, it is going to amplify the materialistic side of your life as well. Because seventh house, it is the house of a marketplace, where there are a lot of new experiments and new opportunities are going to be present over there. So where with this kind of a Jupiter placement, you are going to attract a lot of opportunities for creating wealth and money as well. And I'm talking about the business aspect, because this is a Jupiter in the seventh house. With the passage of time, this becomes the very shrewd kind of a Jupiter. After certain age, especially after the age of 42, these are the individuals who no longer worry and take care regarding the other individuals, because whole of their life they have already consumed a lot of energy in fulfilling the needs and the requirements of the others. And then after the certain age of 40 and 42, these individuals tend to act as a very selfish kind of individuals. Then they care about for themselves. Firstly, they care about themselves, and then they will look after the emotional needs of the other individuals. Apart from this, Jupiter is also aspecting your 11th house of the incoming gains as well. So here the Jupiter whole aspect on the incoming gains, it is going to give you lot of money and wealth in your life as well. The kind of professional friend circle which you are going to have in your life, that thing is also going to be purely seen. But you have to be very, very, very careful with your professional friend circle, because at some point in your time, they are going to take advantage of you. Because this is the one main negative side of the Jupiter in the seventh house. Here the people always, you will attract that individuals who are only after taking the advantage. So in that way, the professional friend circle or that kind of individuals that you are going to attract from the 11th house, they are also not going to be very favorable for you. Because Jupiter is a guru, it is a spiritual master, and Jupiter don't differentiate between the enemies and the friend circle. Here Jupiter is going to treat everyone in the equal way. So in that way, the 11th house, it is going to be very fortunate, and in the same way you have to be very careful with your professional friend circle as well. Also, this Jupiter is aspecting your ascendant as well. So it means the change of personality, that thing is going to be seen after your marriage as well. Because as soon as you get married, it means 7th house gets activated. That is the house of your marriage. So with the influence of your spouse life partner, with the influence of your life partner's planetary alignment, your personality or behavior, that thing is going to change completely, because Jupiter is the philosophical planet. So it is going to change the philosophy of your life towards something else as well. Like before marriage, your philosophy is something different, and after marriage, Jupiter is going to change the complete philosophy as well. If you want to look what kind of a philosophy I'm going to adopt, please look in whichever house or in whichever zodiac sign your life partner Jupiter is posited. That thing is going to determine the complete picture of your life, because that thing is going to mold your life and circumstances accordingly. Apart from this, Jupiter is directly aspecting your ascendant, so it is giving you a lot of optimism and hope as well. No matter even if it is debilitated in the 7th house, although it's debilitated Jupiter in the 7th house, it creates the yogas of divorce and two marriages as well. But we have to look into the consideration the other factors as well, especially your D9 chart, the condition of your planet moon and your 8th house lord. So that plays a vital role in determining all this complete picture. But if even the Jupiter, if it is weakly posited, still this Jupiter has the ability to give you a lot of wisdom and optimism, because it is a natural significator of wisdom and hope. So it is going to hope towards the longer run in your life. So that is a very, very favorable aspect of the Jupiter. Apart from this, with its 9th aspect, it is going to aspect your 3rd house. And 3rd house, it is the house of the shifting, or shifting from one location to some new location. Like it is the house of the short distance travel, and any kind of media, mass media communication is seen with the 3rd house. So whenever Jupiter is aspecting your 3rd house, first of all, you are the individual who are not going to stay in a one location for a longer duration of time. Because with these kind of a Jupiter's aspect, whenever especially on the 9th house or the 3rd house, then you have to go from this location to that location to that location. So there is lot of changes that are going to be involved in your life. Maybe changes because of your career perspective, changes because of your spouse career perspective. But you have to shift from one location to some different location and new location. So that kind of a shifting, that kind of a complete circle of shifting, that thing is going to be seen in your life. Apart from this, it is going to like aspecting your 3rd house. So 3rd house, it is the house of your willpower and courage as well. Like where you are exerting your energy, you are putting or giving your 100% effort. So here the amount of hard work, it is going to be 100%. But the kind of results that you are going to receive, that are not going to be 100%. Especially for that, we need to check the placement of Saturn as well. But I have seen in the practical cases, in lot of charts in my life, whenever Jupiter is aspecting the 3rd house from the 7th house, these individuals, they always put their 100% effort into some point. But at the time of receiving the results, they are only going to receive the 60 to 70% of the results. And rest of the results, they get completely disappeared. So that is also the main reason behind the mental frustration as well. Like I'm putting my 100% effort, but why I'm not receiving that kind of a results? You know, the habit of criticism. So that kind of a habit, if this Jupiter is weakly posited, then this Jupiter is going to instill you in your life as well. Also one important aspect, as far as the marriage is concerned, exalted Jupiter and even the debilitated Jupiter, these two placements, they are not good for marriage. If it is debilitated, I told you it, there are yogas or chances of two marriages. If it is exalted, then it is going to delay your marriage. It is completely, I have seen lot of delays in the marriage, irrespective of the Jupiter placement in the chart. If it is exalted, it is going to create lot of restrictions in your marriage and married life. Initial on in your life. Like suppose this Jupiter is in conjunction with some malefic planet. Let's talk about Mars, Rahu, Saturn. If these malefic planets, they are in conjunction with the planet Jupiter, then there are some kind of a karmic backlog which is connected with your life partner. Then you are going to receive a lot of restrictions in your marriage and married life as well, because of your in-laws as well. Like your in-laws are going to create that kind of a restrictions around you. Like you don't have to do this thing in that way, you don't have to do this thing in that way. So it is going to be a very restricted kind of environment. That is why I told you, after certain age, 40, 42, these individuals, they tend to become very selfish. They care about themselves, because initially their complete life is towards other individuals, serving other, helping other individuals, raising a family, raising a kids. So that is going to be the complicated scene in their life. And even like suppose this Jupiter, it is well posited in its own sign of the Sagittarius or even the Pisces as well. This Jupiter has the ability to give you a lot of egoistic spouse. And the only way to live a very fruitful and happy and married life is to give space to your life partner. Like out of the 24 hours, try to give him or give her the 1 to 2 hours of the time duration. Okay, take your time, settle down and then come back. Because Jupiter is a guru, and guru want that kind of a private place as well, that privacy as well. So that in that way, Jupiter is going to like refresh their brain and then come back. So it is very important that you give that kind of a gap to these individuals. especially if Jupiter is conjunct with moon as well. So that kind of a thing is very, very necessary in your life. So you must have to look into all these considerations as well. Even with the benefic planets, Jupiter with Mercury, Venus, or with, if suppose Jupiter is in conjunction with 4 planets, I'm just giving you one example. Suppose 3 to 4 planets, they are in conjunction with planet Jupiter. Then it is going to be a very complicated scene, because then we have to analyze all the other planets as well, where, which kind of a houses they are governing, and which kind of a things that you are attracting in your 7th house. You know why lot of individuals, they put stress on the 7th house? It is the house of your fame. That is the main reason, because it is the house of other individuals. So if Jupiter is in conjunction with lot of other planets, it means unwanted things they are attracting towards you, and then the lack of clarity is purely seen in your life. That is why it is very, very necessary to have a definite and chief objective as well. Otherwise, you are going to feel completely stuck with this kind of a Jupiter placement. So I hope you like the analysis. If you have any queries and any questions regarding your Jupiter placement, do contact me at my mail ID. I will respond you back within 48 hours after receiving your email. If you have any consultations regarding marriage, career, or even the childbirth consultation, or any other business query, do let me know, guys. I will respond you back within 48 hours after receiving your email. So till then, please subscribe my channel below and make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. I will meet you very, very soon in the next video. Bye bye and take care.